Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cold Suns, a sci-fi convergence. I am your game master this evening, Chase. I use he, him pronouns. We're going to go around and introduce all the lovely folks who are playing with us this evening. But first, I have a couple of very brief channel announcements. First, we're doing all kinds of cool giveaways here on Dice Priority. This week, we will be giving away a copy of the GM's Kit. The GM's Kit was provided kindly by our friends over in Green Ronin, and it includes a copy of the Expanse RPG Quick Start Guide, the Game Master's Kit, and Salvage Op, which is an adventure PDF for the Expanse RPG. So all those things, should give you more than you need to run your own Expanse RPG adventure. Also, at the same time, we have a continuous giveaway going on. It is our big churn giveaway. So the churn is a mechanism within the Expanse RPG, and whenever we hit 30 of that number, which happens every 2 to 3 episodes, we give away basically every Expanse product that Green Ronin owns. So please do not miss your opportunity to enter these giveaways. Again, they are thanks to our friends over at Green Ronin. So let's go around the table. We'll introduce ourselves, and then we will do an intro video and recap last week's session. Let's start the evening with Alexis.
Hello, I'm Alexis. You can find me at VoxFanato on Twitter and here, where I do things like make these overlays and dirt shit and fun stuff. I use she, her pronouns, and tonight I'll be playing Cassie O'Neill, who also uses she, her pronouns. She is ex-military, a bit of a maverick, and is a blended consciousness with an alien symbiote. Rob.
Hey, Rob at Pyromancer804. I go by he, him. Tonight I will be playing Tack, They, Them, who is a collective consciousness of worms that's referred to as a solo golo. Very similar to the hunters in Halo. But they protect the party and do some engineering stuff. And I'll go ahead and pass it over to Sean.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sean. I use he, him pronouns. Tonight, I will be playing Deqiri, a roguish pilot who escaped from a life of piracy, but is also still managing to get herself into trouble from time to time. I will pass this over to Liz.
Hi, I'm Liz. You can find me at No One You Know Backwards, right underneath my name or my face. I use she, her pronouns, but tonight I will be playing Drugle, the resident hacking space potato that goes by they, them. And I think I need to pass it to Matthew. So I was counting people and things.
Hi, folks. I am Matthew Foreman. I will be playing Drake. He is a mystic source warrior with a blade made of light and some memory issues. We both use he, him pronouns. Excited to be here, as always. I'll pass it over to Chase.
Awesome. So so we are going to run a quick little intro video, and then we will recap last week's session and get right into it. So roll that beautiful bean footage. And welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us through that super awesome intro video that I absolutely love every time. So, in last week's episode of Cold Suns, a sci-fi convergence, the Freelancers had made their way to an ancient temple. Ancient, also being in terms of a descriptor that it is very old, and also ancient in terms of the name of the people that built it. They were brought here by a mentor of Drake's, Nails, a Sangheli, who also has a gift attunement to the source. Drake had mentioned that he was having trouble basically centering and balancing himself and was ready to learn more about his past. And at the same time, Deqiri was kind of struggling to control her recently acquired source powers. And Nails had mentioned or revealed that there was a hidden temple with an artifact that he thought would be able to help them like it had helped him so many years ago. After Drake and Deqiri both experienced separate visions that showed them, images and scenes from their past and also from possible futures. I would say that the group was unnerved or unsettled because elements from those visions, water in the form of Drake and smoke in the form of Deqiri, manifested in the real world, which drew into question if these were visions or actual happenings. While the group was discussing kind of the implications of that, they were beset by a group of sentinels. Sentinels being robotic servitors of the Forerunners, a species of aliens that went extinct about 100,000 years ago. After I would say what initially seemed like a pretty reasonable battle, they were beset by a very large and imposing enforcer sentinel. But some quick thinking by Tack, Nails, and Cassie piling onto this giant machine, they were able to overcome their foes and spent a little bit more time within the temple. As the group felt that their time had drawn to a close, Nails brought them out into the sand of the desert and revealed a little bit about his past. He was a former member of the Silent Shadow, a basically assassin organization used by the Covenant. But his eyes had been opened to the reality of things upon discovering this artifact, nearly a century ago. It was with that we, after that revelation, Deqiri and Drake shared a moment together where they basically pledged that they would have each other's backs, and that Drake, would help Deqiri find and defeat Antok and the pirates that had so wronged her, but they would do it the right way. And that is where we will find our heroes as back here at the temple on the unnamed planet, kind of gathering up the spoils from their last encounter and deciding on what to do next. Heroes, yeah. Heroes is a strong word, sorry. Bloodthirsty mercenaries. So I would say that we would come back to maybe Tack, Cassie, and Drugle inside the temple, as you can see Drake, Nails, and Deqiri kind of standing a good distance away and talking.
What do you think they are talking about?
Super secret source stuff. I don't know.
Probably. That sounds about right.
Rugel's really distracted by these beam weapons and the shield emitters and this supercapacitor.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is actually it's kind of like being a kid in a candy store. A bunch of advanced ancient technology, well, forerunner technology. This stuff could fetch a pretty penny on the black market. You know that.
Well, Drugle doesn't care about the money. Drugle wants to build shit with it.
And Tack is hungry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've probably got a piece of the enforcer that we're just snacking on.
You know that like magnetic putty? You ever seen like magnetic putty? That's how I picture it. Just kind of like.
Okay.
Drugle kind of pulls themselves out of their electronics as you guys start talking. Are you two okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine.
We're good.
You mean physically or what?
And starts pulling out like bandages and Medigel and biofoam.
Just raised my Velicash. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah,
but thanks.
Points at the Velicash. It really, really works very well.
Yeah, well, just a little bit of focus and a little nakoda in your blood. Bang, bang, boom.
Then Drugle will start using the mundane items on themselves. Whatever bullet hole, laser hole, I'm sure they have in them 28 points ago. So.
I think Cassie eventually finds a couple of marshmallows in one of her pouches. Starts roasting them on one of those braziers.
The continue
Perfect.
trope.
It's like, well, I've got... I made a big deal about them before, so I guess...
Are those the marshmallows you've been referring to?
Yeah, they're kind of old, but I don't remember when I packed them.
We've never had a marshmallow.
You want one?
We could try it.
Hang on, let me toast it first. Do you like how do you like yours? Well done?
I've never
a little
had
golden?
One. Well done.
You like the flavor of charred substances?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Cassie just sticks it straight into the fire and lets it burn a bit. Then cools it off and hands it to you.
We'll just try to pull it off.
It does that thing where it won't come off. Yeah, it won't come off the stick. It's still it's all stretching out.
Some sort of trap.
Better make one for Nails, because Nails seemed real confused when I was talking about marshmallows, so.
I would say after then, unless in this, if you didn't have any necessarily scenes, I would say after after several minutes, you're kind of rejoined by Nails, Deqiri, and Drake. I would assume that you guys are probably gathering up. There was a fair amount of metal, I think, that you were trying to salvage from the Enforcer and from the Sentinels. Are we ready to depart?
I made you a marshmallow. Well, I mean, I roasted it.
He kind of walks over and is inspecting it, on the stick a little bit.
They are very sticky. Do not use your hands.
I mean...
It's got marshmallow everywhere.
There's more marshmallow on the outside of Tech than on the inside.
Kind of observing the marshmallow mess that Tack has become. he'll take you very literally, and he kind of gestures, and you can see the marshmallow lifts off of the stick using the source, and he eats it, and you can see it kind of stretching between his mandibles, and he chews on it a little while, and he's like, "That is very good. Interesting."
Yeah, give me a couple of graham crackers and some chocolate, and then we're really in business.
Well, I would gladly exchange some iron root tea for chocolate and graham crackers.
I mean, okay, well, I'll send you some next time I'm somewhere that has them.
Wonderful. I'm sure I could order some. The import fees might be expensive, but you know that human food has always got a slight premium. Okay. Nails kind of looks to Drake and Deqiri.
Curious, scavenging whatever drive parts she can from the Sentinel drones for her idea.
Roll me a perception test, or searching or seeing.
Searching,
Searching would be ideal.
and if I fail it, I can re-roll it too. I have that talent.
Nice.
As that's not great. 13.
Oh, 13 is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not too hard to find what appears to be the well, I'll be coy if you want to be coy about your idea of the necessary parts for what you're looking to do. They look like they've been a little bit scuffed up, but you're pretty confident that Drugle and Tech could probably fix them up.
Or I won't be quiet. I'll actually say it out loud. Drugle, Tech, do you think any of this can be converted into, I don't know, some sort of jetpack or personal thruster unit?
We could try. We don't know much of the technological aspect of it, but we could probably bang something together with Drugle's help. It might explode. No guarantees.
I think we can keep it from exploding.
Being a shit in chat. I'm the one being disruptive now. Yeah, so you find that these Sentinels actually use it's not foreign technology to you, anti-grav units to float. And honestly, the Sentinels are the size of cars, so if you put it on a humanoid-sized massed creature, it would probably have pretty good thrust to mass ratio. Thrust to mass ratio. Yeah. Anything else anyone would like to do in the temple before the group heads back to Sanghelios?
I'm not interested in staying around this cube any longer than I have to.
Yeah, let's get out of here. I think we got what we came for, and then some.
Is
Indeed.
any of this going to be weird on our trip back? Do we need to disguise any of it?
Oh, no, that's the nice thing. As an archaeologist, I'm expected to bring back all kinds of relics to categorize. So, it's not unexpected.
Very good.
Wonderful. So you guys, as you remember, as you navigate up to the top level of this massive ancient temple, you find your way to the long hallway lined with 6 braziers that has the Stargate in the dial home device. On your way here, you actually jumped to a random planet, essentially to mask your destination, but no such deception is needed here, as the gate network doesn't really communicate where from people are coming from. There's no Star 69 on the Stargate network.
I just heard
I don't know if they,
69.
what was that?
I said the only thing I heard just then is 69.
Oh, Star 69. I don't know. Is anyone old enough to remember what that was?
It's callback service.
Yeah, exactly. So, as you guys make your way up, Nails, quickly uses the DHG to dial the chevrons for Sanghelios. After just a few moments, the reminiscent of the Stargate as it engages its event horizon, and you guys are able to walk through, knowing that on the other side you'll be in the bustling capital city of Sanghelios. Chat is spicy tonight.
Okay. We're headed back to Sanghelios.
Indeed.
I think Drake is sitting on his stuff for a bit. I'm gonna think about it.
When you say his stuff, like the mental?
Yeah. He's
Okay.
Before he shares.
Of course. Nails is standing there, holding his arm through the open gate so it doesn't close, allowing you guys to go first. He's basically letting you walk through first.
I go through the Shaka Khan.
Yeah. As you step through the Shaka Khan, there's the very familiar kind of disorientation, and within moments you find yourselves standing in a crowded and bustling transportation hub. You pick your way through, seeing species from all across this arm of the galaxy. As Nails is leading you back towards the ring transport station that would take you to his keep, 200 kilometers away. He does say, if there is anything that you would need to buy before you leave Sanghelios, you can do it now or tomorrow.
So
Hefting the large bag of metal over Drugle's shoulder with the extra arm grown to hold onto it as they trundle through the crowd. Tomorrow seems good.
Trundle. I love the trundling. And then I would say, after just a few short moments, I mean, the ring station is not very far from the Chapa Eye, transport hub, and you guys again find yourselves transported out into the remote and quiet desert, and the keep that Nails calls his home. Switch the scene back over. He says, I have a few things to attend to. I will leave you to your thoughts, and perhaps we can speak tonight over dinner. He kind of goes and grabs a kind of a heavier cloak and throws it over his head, and he kind of walks out into the hot midday sun to attend to some of his crops, essentially. And we will change the sound of the music.
So, family meeting, group meeting, team meeting. Do we want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Drugle will pull or put up like a just 1 minute finger and go pull a bottle of whiskey or vodka or something It's probably too cheap because Drugle doesn't understand alcohol, but they're trying to understand humans. So, and bring it back to the group with teacups or whatever they find in the kitchen.
Is it potato vodka?
It is now.
That's what I was thinking too. So where are we? What's next?
I don't know. You tell me.
I mean, I can share my stuff if we think. I mean, I'm not trying to clog the pipes. If we got other stuff in front of us, but I can share what I experience.
From where I'm sitting, apart from whatever you two have to share, Plok is missing? Question mark. And I need to reconvene with Tashin to follow up on how all of that went. At like Reltech Nor, probably. But like agenda wise, that's all I've got.
Okay.
We won't know anymore until then.
Okay.
Do we know when he went missing?
Sometime while we were gone.
I'm wondering who was on the other end of that drone before, well, you know.
Besides Plok?
Yeah, possibly. If they snatched him, they might have seen where we were.
I guess that's, yeah, well, I hadn't thought of that.
I checked it that it would only go back to Polak.
Right,
So there
but if
weren't
somebody
any-
took Plok, then whoever took Plok could have had the drone.
That's fair, but there weren't any mischievous tie-ins.
Okay. I could, if we go when we go back to Real Tech Nor, I could try reaching out to Polak, see if I can reach him. I mean, I'm not going to get more than a single feeling or thought, but I could try.
I mean, I can also search before we get there for
Yeah.
what
I
cameras
got a
and
couple of thoughts on. I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of people that. I'm sure Polak has made a lot of enemies over the years, but a couple of contenders are forefront in my mind, and his employers are one of them. So, I'd start looking at that.
well, before we leave here, if we could be walking into a trap, I don't think we should take the slip shard with us.
Yeah. I don't really disagree with that.
That ancient's temple is off the map, hidden, protected, and unknown.
It is
Could
true.
we trust Nails to hide the shard there?
Cassie just looks over to Drake.
Yeah, I mean, we could trust Nails. I don't know. I can't promise it'll be safe there, but it seems like it would be.
I can try to shield it from. They're not called ores.
Luminaire, was it?
Luminaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can try and shield it from luminaries as a secondary cover.
Yeah. We could also just leave it with nails and leave it up to his judgment.
If I could adequately shield it, absolutely. If I cannot, I would not want to betray his hospitality this way.
It's fair.
Is there any chance that the shard might somehow interact with the cube?
Yes, but as long as you don't touch them together. Or try to
Cross
move
the
that
streams.
temple.
Yeah.
As long as that particular planet doesn't decide to, up and portal itself somewhere.
Yeah. That sounds good to me. Calibrate the thingamabob and have nails drop it off at the temple.
We can get the replacement parts we need for the ships here.
Yeah.
So if we are walking into a trap, we can get away.
Yeah, I mean, whatever precautions we can take within reason, I think we should.
Oh, there's music.
Have we gotten the Quixote's drive repaired without the shard?
No, we piggybacked. Yeah, we piggybacked off of Catbap ship to get here.
Put Catbap in charge of making sure some repairs got done to that ship while we were here, or was that not a thing we did?
Capap was just repairing the damage to the Nuria while you guys were gone.
Oh.
You've only been gone for the better part of a day, I would say, at this
Okay.
point.
Could probably acquire some parts or whatever if we need those here.
I have to go shopping anyway.
I'm so curious about that whole IFF transponder idea. Making something kind of work like Drake's illusion does on the ground.
Yeah. I think that's a good tool to have at our disposal. It's good thinking.
Or you can
So
make
what-
the technology work.
And Palak's been missing how long, or what kind of timetable do we think we have?
Well, Palak went missing sometime between when we left Reltechnor and when we came out of that weird, fucky, lost 2 weeks of time slip space. Somewhere in those 2 weeks. Well, no, because we were gone much longer than that, right? Chase, how long did it take us between
10
we
days.
left Reltechnor and when we dropped out of slip space after that, losing 2 weeks?
I mean, total then, that would have been maybe... Yeah, it maybe would have been 12 days at that point, because I think it took you like a day and a half or 2 days to get
Okay, with all
from
the
Realm
travel.
Technor. Yeah, and then you lost the 10 days from the time dilation.
Okay, so somewhere in a 2 week span, he went missing.
I mean, I'm not a big fan of Palak, but I think Drugle's wearing off on me. I'm worried.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I'm worried, but he's a good cash cow. He does pay us. And the jobs he gives us are... Well, he pays well.
They are jobs.
Well, it's all integrated. Whoever stole him probably wants the Halo ring. If they figured out what it was, if they were watching, they now know what it is. It's not just a hunk in a quadria. So if we find him and the ring is currently lost, we find the ring, 2 for 1.
Smart. think you might be right.
Happens every once in a while. But yes, also worried, even though he's rude.
I was thinking more like Drake. I want to get paid.
Okay. Okay.
But
And we weren't going to give him the shard, so
Hell no.
he didn't even know about the shard.
He
Why
just
would we
thought he
give him-
found a bunch of Nequadria. Like, he was just looking at a payday.
What were the two companies? I know that one was a subsidiary. It's like what, Shelltech and what, Meridian Dynamics?
Yeah, so basically, to further complicate things, there was 3 names getting thrown around, right? So Palak was part of the. Oh man, now my mind is blanking on it.
Yatriska?
Yeah, Yoptriska. Thank you. He's part of Yoptriska consortium. Yoptriska had recently gotten acquired by Novagen.
Okay.
Novagen was the company that you guys know make drugs, including Catalyst. And Novagen is a subsidiary of Meridian Dynamic Structures. They got their money building space elevators, orbital
And
habitation
the rings around Harivore. I have noticed.
Exactly. Yep. The Shell Tech Mining Company was that small company that Palak had subcontracted out to basically go and retrieve the big, what he thought was an asteroid filled with rare minerals. So they're the ones that kind of kicked this whole thing off when they went missing with the asteroid that they were supposed to drop off for him.
And when we saved Polak's butt, what were the two companies present there?
Shelltech and Prestige Security Services.
Yes, Prestige Security Services, which was subcontracted by Novagen. Meridian Dynamics, yeah. Meridian Dynamics Structures.
Okay, so Meridian / Novagen and Shelltech.
Yeah, the Shell Tech Mining Corporation. And Shell Tech's whole thing was, their people had gone missing. They were suing him, and they just wanted evidence of what happened to their people and their ship, which was that Wallaby class freighter that you guys found the corpses on.
So if I was a betting man, which I'm not because I don't have any money because I gambled all my money away.
You are a betting man, though, because that's how you lost all your money.
I am, but I'm not anymore. But if I were, I would say that Shelltech didn't kidnap him. They just wanted like a deposition or whatever.
Yeah.
It's Meridian / Novagen who captured him. They don't. We know how they play ball already. So.
Yeah. That's where I would look around first.
Okay.
We'll know more when I get the video footage from it. He's got cameras everywhere.
Hope so.
The episode title writes itself. The search for Palak. Instead of the search for Spock.
Suddenly Deqiri has less interest.
Yeah.
I'll let myself out. You guys can figure out.
Matthew, you're running the show now.
Hey, that's where we'll end the campaign.
Oh,
Bless you. Or you sneezed.
Bless you.
I didn't get to the mutant time.
But that's our problem. Did you find the answers you were looking for? Staring at Deqiri and Drake.
Answer, but not the one I was looking for. But it did seem to help. She just kind of looks at her hand a bit. And you see a little bit of black inky shadow around it. Let me get a little bit of a better handle on this.
Did it provide direction?
I respect Nails, and I respect that he believes what it does, but I think it was messing with my head.
The rock?
But I don't know. It's given me a lot to think about. I'll say that much.
We're here to help, whatever direction it takes you in.
What about you, Drake? You said you remembered something, and you said something about not wanting to clog up the pipes or something. But what are you thinking?
Oh man. I mean, okay. I remembered part of my life before. I have a feeling right before I lost my memories. I was in some kind of underground facility, Oni for sure. It was underwater, and I was running from some operatives. I couldn't really make them out, but one of them that was following me had a red blade of light. And they were cloaked in a black robe. I used a source power that I don't remember knowing, but apparently I had it at one time, to crush part of the facility and flood it. I escaped and crested on a beach of black sand with two suns or two moons in the sky. And there was a name. I think of the guy who was tailing me with the red blade of light.
That description ring any bells for Cassie? Of any Oni facilities? You're muted.
Not off the top of your head. I mean, you've been to a lot of planets, but you realize that kind of within Unified Authority space, there are literally millions of star systems that it could be in. It doesn't really ring any bells from the places that you or your symbiote have been to.
Drugle will automatically pull up a map with a search engine and start typing into it, and then they'll pause. Drake, do you want to know where this is?
I mean, eventually, but I just want to be clear, y'all. Like, I don't remember everything, but these people at Oni, what I'm about to tell you, I know that these, it should stay between us, but more than that, if we go poking around them and what they do, it's dangerous. The things I know and the things I don't remember could get us all killed. Y'all have seen what I can do, and the people that are in this at the high level of this program, they can bend reality to their will, y'all. So let's just be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Cassie, does the name Director Shepard mean anything to you?
Case, does it?
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you were waiting for me to ask.
That's why I asked.
You might have been gated.
Oh, you were gated. I didn't
Oh.
Yeah.
I said, does it?
Oh, I didn't hear a word. I just saw you look up at me. And I was just like, didn't know if you were thinking. I would say as you rack your memory, the name Director Shepard does ring a bell. You were part of, the SGC. You weren't really necessarily a part of ONI, even though the work that you did was covert. You also know that ONI has, I guess what you would call several, like, sub-organizations or cells, all kind of meant, there's the one that, like, interfaces with the public, like, hey, we're just kind of like a intelligence gathering organization. We're cool. And then there's all, like, the Treadstone Black Ops stuff that no one hears about. You do remember, and this is from, decades ago, back when you were in the Unified Authority. You do remember hearing the name Director Shepard come up as a member of ONI and leading some pretty secretive programs, though you didn't really have any specifics as to what. You do remember that they had a reputation for being brilliant and ruthless. Basically anybody who was, anyone who gets to any level of directorship within ONI, like, would probably, stab their own mom in the back if it, benefited them. You don't get to be a director with an ONI by being a good person necessarily. And if you're a director of a more obscure clandestine unit, that goes doubly so.
I never met them personally. I don't know a lot. But the little I know reinforces what you've already said. You don't get to directorship in ONI without some sort of nasty reputation in the right circles.
Yeah, I had a hunch. The ghost program was not the happy fun circle.
Drake, what's the relationship between the ghost program and Nails' former shadow group? Would they be two sides of the same coin?
I think they
Wait, Nails was a former shadow op?
Yeah, for the Calavistros. Or the Covenant.
Damn.
Did I know that?
You knew that,
Heard
but
that.
the rest of us didn't.
Okay.
Nails only shared it with Deqiri and with Drake.
So Drugle's got like a spreadsheet open and has tabs, and anyone who's actually paying attention to like Drugle tapping away, they stopped actually searching for stuff and are just taking notes, and all the tabs are labeled Tack, Drake, Deqiri, Catbap, Cassie.
Creating dossiers on all
And
your friends.
they're just to-do lists of things to look for.
Drugle is just full Batmaning over here.
They're just to-do lists of things to research in their spare time.
Clean
How
slate.
And so you see
take
Director
Drake down.
No. You see Director Shepard, ? Saltwater or freshwater, must ask. And
You're working against my Fringer background.
I sure am.
Yeah, he was for the Covenant, I think. So I think they would have been enemies, right? Didn't the Covenant and the Unified Authority go to war? I remember reading that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried to wipe humanity out. Well, not wipe humanity out, enslave all of humanity, and then tried to wipe them out when that wasn't working.
Oh, that's really aggressive.
It's very aggressive. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I forget what he called himself, Shadow Templar or something like that.
Fuck.
Yeah.
It was a Dark Templar of the Order of the Silent Shadow.
There you go. Dark Templar of the Order of the Silent Shadow. Pretty dope name, honestly. I wish I was well, I don't wish I was, but cool title. Much better than Ghost.
That was some of the a lot of Tok'ra died to them. That's okay. That's some shit to process. Cool.
Yeah.
Drake wants cool title, Cassie trauma, and then the name of that organization.
So I don't think Nails would be helping you to unlock your memories if he was still connected, but isn't it rather coincidental that you met him at Kalmafka?
No, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think the source led him to me because he had a experience similar to my own, minus the shattered memories.
Deck looks over at Drugle and kind of makes a motion like around the room.
Is there anyone listening? Drugle would scan at this point.
Yeah.
Again.
So you pull out your little hacking terminal. You scan, and it's kind of as you'd found before. Nails' home is almost aesthetic in its setup. He's got a simple communications terminal, but almost no technology. You don't sense any kind of bugs or listening devices or anything.
I'll repeat that to Deqiri.
Okay.
I don't think this is a long con.
Yeah, there was nothing yesterday when I checked. Nothing today.
I believe you. That's just Bray's paranoid.
Yeah.
Keeps us alive.
You've been extremely dangerous. Extremely dangerous for Nails to have engaged at all in the source during all of that. So I'm with you on that one, Drake. That doesn't feel long con to me. That would be a really long con.
Teaching me to be like a deadly weapon, not the brightest of ideas if you're going to betray me. Although it's been done before.
But weren't you one before? You lost your memory?
Yeah, but it was mostly like muscle memory. Like I couldn't, before I met Nail, I was living on the street or acting out of reflex. I was nothing like I am now. I mean, he rehabilitated my abilities. I didn't even know I had connection to the source, but I had quick reflexes and I could kind of run a little bit fast and do some things, but I didn't even realize I was a source user.
How have you managed to stay hidden from this group for so long, I wonder?
That's a really good question, and I've wondered that a lot myself. I don't know the answer to that question, but I believe it's the source has protected me. And now I have the abilities to conceal myself from them. And I took the Fringer background. Maybe the people who were after me in that facility all drowned and died. I broke a huge chunk of it. I'm sure there were safety protocols for that thing, but damn. A facility like that probably has redundancies, but yeah. But I'm safe, at least for now.
You know, in your descriptions, you mentioned the color of their blades more than once, and I've never heard you refer to anyone else's blade by color. Is there any meaning behind that?
Red is the color of death, anger, well, rage. It's the dark side. It's the color used by people who really mean business.
This Director Shepard was probably either someone who was out purely for themselves or just believed in something and figured that the ends justified the means. Either way, very dangerous.
I have a hunch it's the latter. I remember it being the Ghost program being almost like a, I don't know about religion, but it was very, it had that sense of strictness to it, like a cult. I remember some of the things, and it felt like I was being indoctrinated. I was young when they got me, you know. I remember that much. I remember them small.
I mean, I offered this before, but like, if you do want to,
You're gated.
hold of those devices, those Tok'ra memory recall devices, and they don't cause you to spit up water or drown. Just saying.
Is that through deep scan?
How does Cassie think that works?
Grayscale.
Oh no, through the Tok'ra. Through one specific contact within the Tok'ra. Not really with the Tok'ra anymore, kind of, but one person that I know I can trust.
I mean, I don't want to go down that road right now. I feel like I at least have some stuff to go off of. Once we are comfortable and want to collect information on the planet and Director Shepard,
Okay.
maybe we can do that.
It'll likely take some time, so. Just something to keep in mind.
So once we get our supplies, are we back to the scene of the disappearance?
I think so.
I think that makes sense. Just be careful in the process of doing that. Oh, and of course after hiding the slip shard away somewhere, yeah.
If anyone's going shopping, I mean, I'll go with you just for protection, but I don't have anything to buy. I don't have any money. But there's nothing I want.
And I can disguise myself. Just morph into a different space potato.
Cool. Happy to tag along with anyone.
Okay.
Did anyone ping Cat Bap to let him know we're back in system?
Let me take out my personal device.
You're doing this to me now. So as you pull out, hold on, I have to get it ready. As you pull out your personal device, was it ready? I'm not ready.
Yeah,
I can be
fucker.
ready, though.
Ambushed you with it. What now?
Yeah, I can absolutely be ready. And then I think we can take a quick break because I saw people were asking for it. Yeah, you pull out your hand device and it basically says, "Oh man, they changed."
How about we take a quick break and give you a bit?
Yes, please, thank you. Yeah, and then we'll come back. We'll come back and continue. So yeah, we're gonna take a really quick break. What you guys think? 5 to 7 minutes?
Yeah.
You know? Okay. Cool. So we'll be back in just a few. Thank you guys so much for joining us and really enjoying all the conversation. And we are back. Thank you for hanging out with us while we took that really quick break. Just a quick reminder, we are giving away some Expanse RPG materials at the end of tonight's stream. So if you would like to win a GM's kit, a copy of Salvage Op, which is an adventure for Expanse RPG, and the quick start guide, don't forget to type !sand into the chat. So I think where you had just left off is that Drake, you had pulled out your hand terminal and you were getting ready to call Cat Bap. Is that right?
Yes, that's right, Chase.
Okay. So as you pull out your hand terminal, you get your mandatory unskippable ad, and it says, "Are you stuck on a ship for long periods of time and building up a filthy stench? Are you a spacefarer who doesn't have a lot of credits to spend but is worried about their hygiene? Then buy Optican 9-in-1 wellness gel. Optican 9-in-1 wellness gel includes shampoo, conditioner, body wash, deodorant, shaving cream, toothpaste, mouthwash, suntan lotion, moisturizer, and so much more. Eat it, drink it. It can be used for anything. Optican 9-in-1 wellness gel."
Okay. I stop. I know that the condoms and the whorehouses and all that stuff are very me and the whiskey, but look at me. Look how beautiful I am.
You don't use 9-in-1 in that hair.
Thank you. Okay, look at the character art. That man moisturizes properly. Look at the hair. I am too hot to use 9-in-1.
What money that you do have coming in is spent on hygiene.
Yeah, I mostly just steal the products, but yeah, exactly. Anyway, calling up Cat Bap.
And as you turn your attention back to it, because you had taken your eyes away from the screen, it paused. And it says, "Fires in cool glue, cool ranch Dorito, bubblegum, berry blast in pentuplement." And then the ad stops.
All right, calling Cat Bap.
You see, after a few rings, the screen kind of resolves. You can see Cat Bap is rolling around on one of those. I forget what they're called. I remember Alexis had asked about this a couple of streams ago. It's one of those crawlers, one of those things that you can like lay and get underneath equipment.
Yeah,
I
the
forget
ones the
what those are
mechanics
called.
use.
Yeah, I totally forget what those are called. I used to know that.
Used to use them in gym class for like a game.
I remember that too. I used to use them when I worked in a tractor repair shop. It's been 20 years and I don't remember anymore. So you can see that Cat Bap is on one of those and he's kind of got some kind of like hyper spanner. He's like, "Oh, hey, Drake, you guys back?"
What did he say?
He said, "Hey Drake, are you guys back?"
Okay. Yeah, I'll do like the whole like, hey, everyone's here.
Oh, hey guys! How was your field trip? Did you bring me back something? Something cool?
Yeah, rocks.
Got some
How did you
sand.
know I collected rocks? Have you been looking at my rock collection, Drugle?
I know everything.
You're so thoughtful and considerate, Drugle.
That goes on the cat bap tab, right?
The cat back tab.
Rock collection.
It does now.
Thanks for the bits, Frosty. Glad to have you with us.
Anyway, why did we call him? I can't remember. Sup?
To say we're back.
Oh yeah, we're back.
We're doing really great here.
See if he wants to go shopping with us to get parts tomorrow
Yeah,
for both ships.
yeah. You want to go shopping with us tomorrow? We're getting parts for both ships.
Oh my gosh, is this a shopping episode? This is gonna be great.
No,
That's not a thing we're doing.
but we're shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to. It'd be great. I've been kind of, by myself the last, 24 hours. Be cool to see the city.
Cat Pep, have you considered getting like a cat or something?
We don't talk about the cat. I had one once. It's not a good story.
Oh.
Did you eat the
Yeah.
cat?
Well, I think you can see him through his mouth. I think you're breaking up the cat, Drake. I'm getting some static on my and then the video feed cuts out.
God.
I had a hunch. They're real characters. Anyway.
I just
Cool.
thought that, Cat Pep could use like I don't know, another presence in their life.
Yeah, he's got us.
Yeah, but every time we're gone, he's like, "Hey,
Maybe you get him
you've
something
been gone
smaller.
for 24 whole hours."
Yeah, but I think he's like a dog. Like,
We should get him a tape recorder so he can pretend he's talking to us, and then he'll give us the tapes or transmissions, and you can listen to them if you want.
I think
Or
he
maybe
should-
something smaller like a hamster,
Or like a digital cat, like
Oh yeah. Actually, there is a whole market for artificial life forms. You don't want to if you're on a ship for
Yeah.
long periods of time, it doesn't pay to have something that
also
actually excretes
uses up the same oxygen and all of the other things, and you have to feed and
An electric cat would be a very thoughtful gift for Cat Bat.
or like an electric dog. I don't know,
Yeah.
something.
So, we doing resource tests for this shopping or what?
So,
I mean, we're sleeping first, right? And getting back
Yeah.
hit points and power points and all of that stuff.
I would say, yeah, exactly. The night will be very. Sasha, please do not rub your face on the stream deck. Like she's gonna turn on the sound effect. Oh my gosh. Sasha,
Storytelling
please.
by Cat.
I love you.
Sasha's the GM now, and whatever
I love you,
sound
Sasha.
effects that she pushes are what's gonna happen.
Just squeezed herself underneath
Turn
the
14,
monitors.
Cat has
Go.
decided turn 30.
Yeah, exactly. Turn third. Yeah, I would say Nails returns after a little while, and kind of shakes the dust off of their cloak as they come in. It's nightfall now, and you guys are preparing for evening. And I would say before you guys go on your shopping excursion, Nails asks if Deqiri and Drake would like to meditate with him this evening.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. So he would lead you, I would say, onto out kind of into an outcropping of rock that exists. Kind of, you see that they all surround his keep here, and under the bright moonlit sky, he would basically gesture for you to sit cross-legged, and he says, "So, Deqiri, Drake tells me he's tried to teach you the meditation techniques."
He's tried. I can't say I've been the best student.
You have a very active mind. That is often counterproductive.
And what should I do about that then?
You just need to learn to let go and embrace stillness.
I'll give it a go.
Close your eyes and listen to the sound of my voice. Let your earthly concerns wash away from you. As we sit, do you feel the sand underneath your body? Feel its warmth and life as it surrounds us. Our forms absorb Sanghelios' energy. The source sustains us, powering every cell of our bodies. Our spirits are cleansed. Allow your mind to open and bare your soul as we absorb the source's energy. Feel the sense of tranquility and peace in your heart. And I'd like you guys to both roll me willpower tests. Willpower the source if you have that training. And you'll be rolling that with a +5.
Ooh.
I rolled his before and he got a 5 on his stunt dice.
+5 to whatever this is. 17 total.
$20 total. Jeez.
Nice.
I would say, Drake, you had 2 dark side points before? Or 3?
3? 3.
You purged 2 of them.
Thank the gods. Yeah, 3.
In Deqiri, I would say, being in this place, you at first are, well, I would assume that Deqiri is somewhat skeptical. But as she kind of, I guess at first, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm sure there's an amount of placating going on.
I would say impatient would probably be more accurate.
Yeah. But, as he continues to speak, you almost kind of feel a weight of his words. And as you relax and kind of feel the warmth of the earth underneath you, you do feel this radiant energy, it's very hard to describe. It's something that you've not really felt before. It's a very, very unfamiliar sensation. I would say that you have basically an extra D6 temporary power points that you would have regained from this meditation. And then there you go. Oh, and add your willpower to that too. It's a D6 plus your willpower. Yep.
Got it.
So that's a temporary on top of your current maximum. And that'll last until you use it.
Okay.
And then before you know it, when you open your eyes, I would say that several hours have passed. And for somebody who's always on the go and impatient, besides, when you've maybe had a little bit too much to drink, this is probably the fastest time has necessarily passed for somebody as active and on the go as you. Maybe there is something to this whole meditation thing. Anyone have anything that they were going to do in the evening, or should we cut to the next day? Awesome.
Give us time to unmute.
Sorry.
Cassie and Deqiri probably have to talk. Well, have to talk is strong, but Deqiri hasn't really talked about what she experienced and, well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when there is a quiet moment between the two of them, Deqiri will, without going into all the exposition here, describe what she saw in her vision to Cassie.
And remind me, the part about when you asked where Cassie was, what was that answer? Was it that Cassie left or that Cassie died? What was it? I can't remember.
Cassie was dead. And everyone was dead.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, like I said, I think this thing, I'm not saying that I didn't learn anything from it, but I think it tapped into my worst fears and created a scene to emulate them.
Your worst fears being that you become rot?
That what I thought I've wanted all this time ends up being empty. And yeah, I mean, becoming rot certainly isn't on my agenda. I've spent the last 7 years working towards a goal of ridding the universe of him. And that thing says I become him.
What lengths have you been willing to go to?
You know, when Rot recruits people, it's not like we all just decide to become pirates overnight. I mean, my case was unique to the others. Antok had broken some codes, and Rot wasn't happy hearing of that. But when new recruits come in, they're given just barely enough to survive. You have to learn pretty early on that you have to steal your food, you have to cheat your way, you have to look after yourself. And I know that I have some bad habits with regards to that, and I don't Cass, I'm not used to anyone else caring what happens to me. And when Drake first started talking to me about the source, I've always felt that there was some truth there for me, even though I didn't understand it. And he told me his experience, it only happened for him after trauma. And he tried to help recreate that for me. And I think that hurt him even more than it hurt me. But I thought, just like with everything else, when I see an opportunity to advance my goals, Cass, I'm just telling you this so that you understand my intent. And after you told me about Solana, I carried a great deal of guilt, because while I didn't intentionally mean to keep something from you, I used Catalyst to help unlock my abilities. And before you say anything else, I gave the rest of it to Nails. I don't have any more. I did the pirate's way. And if you can't forgive me for that, I'll understand. But like I said, it doesn't cross my mind nearly often enough that others might care about that.
How much catalyst? When?
Not as much as you think.
You don't know what I think. I don't know what I think.
Less than 50% of a vial, fully diluted.
What? So you took Catalyst before we... when? When you found out that Antok was around the corner?
No, I think that a lot happened in that period. I hadn't had a dose. I was doing it during traumatic times, but not then. And I think that there was perhaps a combination between that anomaly, Antok, and the stress and everything else. I thought I could bring it about slower than it happened.
So, several times then.
3.
So were you on Catalyst when you went and taunted that anomaly?
No.
Had you taken it before that moment for Drake sensed you tap into that dark energy?
This is Sean. Before that moment, or
Like, were you under the influence of Catalyst in that moment?
no, not at that moment. No.
Okay. I just want to understand something. You saw the way that it was made and what that kind of thing did to people. And then chose to go there. After you would all wait, was this so this was after you had already talked to Drake?
Which time?
When he tried to help you get some sort of ability.
It was after that, when I knew that he couldn't do the things that he thought was necessary to unlock it. And I'm not justifying the means by which Catalyst exists. I was fine helping to take down that factory. But there's also the aspect of a sacrifice given and wasted, too.
Wasted.
Cass, I'm not going to tell you that my moral compass isn't broken. But I've spent most of my life not thinking like this, and I'm still new to it.
I'm glad you're telling me now. I'm glad that you gave the rest to Nails. But are you seriously gonna sit here and tell me that you don't see the meaning in that vision that you had? That you think it's trying to play games with you?
Well, why do you think I gave it to Nails? Why do you think I'm telling you this now? I don't want that future. Old me would have buried this away. I'm trying to change.
What do you want?
I don't know anymore. After that, I thought my life's purpose was to take down Rot, and that vision seems to tell me that that ends in ruin. I don't want to be part of anything that ends up with you dying.
might. I mean, we've got not the safest line of work. And apparently not the safest paths ahead of us as a group, as a whole.
The vision seemed to imply that I was somehow responsible for your death.
Yeah, on that path. But I mean, even if you don't walk that one. I still might. I don't want to. I'm not gunning for that anytime soon.
Up until the Elysium dream, I was comfortable being alone. I don't want to be alone anymore.
I don't want you to be alone either.
And so I've felt trapped between a goal of somehow finding a way to take down a pirate armada and a group of friends I didn't expect.
I just need to know that you're going to prioritize yourself over your revenge.
Well, that's why I'm telling you. I'm hoping you'll help me do that.
If it comes down to it, are you going to be able to walk away?
I think so. I think, if anything, that's what caused my breakdown. I had a choice between trying to finish off Antok and getting us out of there. And you all came first.
What if it had been Rot?
At those odds, we would have been caught. But in different odds, destroying him isn't more important than keeping all of you. Not after that vision.
Well, and it sounds like it showed you exactly what you needed to see.
Yeah.
I told you that. I mean, I just a minute ago said, you know, some of us might not make it through some of our endeavors. And I mean, we all have our own choices and our own, you know, risks to take. I don't want you to go down that path if something happens to me.
While I don't think I can share the same things with Drake as I share with you, quite honestly, I don't think he'll let me. I think I've been taking more jobs with this group because I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to break those habits.
That's a never-ending struggle for all of us. Anyone on a journey of any sort of change or self-improvement. It's constant. It doesn't ever end. But that's, I mean, it's good. Because, I mean, once you're done, then what do you do? Right? I'm really happy to hear you say that you want to work on those things and that you don't want to take that path. And I'm not thrilled about some of the steps you took to get here. But I do understand them. And I don't think there's anything that I can say in this moment that you haven't already said yourself about all that. So, I mean, of course, I forgive you. Just, you know, I don't want to relive that. Let's not make a habit of secrets, okay?
Yeah, that's why I'm telling you now. When she at the forgiveness, she's tearing up a little bit. I can't promise that the habit's broken forever, but I'll do my best.
I mean, they're hard habits to break. Especially when they were means of survival. So, I mean, I get it. but I am too damn old and tired for games. And I think at this point, either Cassie sits down next to Deqiri, or Cassie's already sitting and kind of leads Deqiri to sit down next to her, and just sort of like in a side hug says, so how did your meditation out there in the coarse sand everywhere go that you've tracked in all over the place here?
Her eyes brighten at that because she was. I don't know if you want to get into the details of this, but she kind of relates her surprise at how well that worked, and if you're good with that, maybe that's how the scene starts to cut out.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect transition scene. And awesome scene. I would consider Cassie and Deqiri, if this impacts your relationship bond at all, this kind of exchange. Maybe something to
I
talk
would
about
think so.
between sessions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, if there are no other scenes in the evening, the next day comes, and then once everyone has had breakfast and is ready, you guys can take the transportation rings into Sanghelios. Don't need to role play anything out, just kind of give me an idea of things that you are looking for. The main thing that I heard that you guys want or need is basically, in order to get the slip space drive working, you need a quantum field generator, which is part of the slip space engine. That's the main thing I heard that you guys need.
Yep. Sorry.
Yes.
Plus anything else?
Drugle is looking for ship parts and replacement medical supplies.
Got it.
And any components for IFF transponders.
Okay. And we could probably bank that into ship's components. Okay, I would say then let's go ahead and I think Drugle or Cassie probably has the highest resource test here. We're going to kind of do a combined one. So let's roll an income test with the highest income bonus that you have. So, and maybe I'll explain this a little bit. So as you guys are searching, because you're in a vast city with basically the internet, you can find anything you want. The hardest thing that you guys come across is the transponders they're not cheap. They're not expensive, but they're not cheap. Those are probably one of the cheaper, that and the medical supplies are some of the cheapest things that you guys are looking for. The quantum field generator, unfortunately, is actually quite expensive comparatively to your combined income. Just to kind of cut through it, you guys are able to find one that would be in your price range. It's off of an old trash barge that it's basically used and it's seen some better days, but it will work for your guys' engine. With an engine as advanced as yours, that those things don't come cheap. They cost hundreds of thousands of credits normally. So I would just say, if you want to roll an income test at the highest bonus that you guys have in the group, and that would kind of encapsulate everything and just kind of attenuate how well you do.
Then that's probably Cassie. Drugle's at 3.
Yeah, it's me
Okay.
then.
I have a 4 still.
Okay.
Same. Yeah.
And just to let you guys know, since this is such a lofty purchase, this is you guys pooling all of your resources. So this can affect all of you in terms of temporarily dinging your income.
Oh, great. Okay. Did I do it?
Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble with my window here.
It's at
There it
18.
is. Nice, that actually does it. So you are able to purchase the transponders. You're able to recoup any medical equipment that you spent. You're able to buy a gently used quantum field generator from an old trash barge. I will say that you guys all do suffer a -1 to your income. And that's called depleted, so it can recoup when you level up or by other, like if you take income interlude activities, you can recoup your income that way too if you do side jobs or stuff. While you're in the city kind of wandering around, at some point Nails did accompany you just because he doesn't go into the city very often. He had a few things that he needed to buy, and he would have actually kind of wandered over to where Tack was standing, and wanted to just kind of speak with Tack. And he starts the conversation with, I served alongside some of your kin during the Great War.
Did you?
There weren't any Sole Golo back then, were there?
There were not. We are new. We're mainly sent to explore, to learn, rather than forced for combat.
I was always impressed by your species. I remember there was a pair of bonded colonies on the ship. And before they would go into battle, they would hum poetry. I can still feel their poems. And many of them sided with the Sangheli during the Great Schism. My brothers and sisters owe our freedom to the honor of many like Golo.
We were fighting for our own as well. But it was an honor to have them fight alongside us. To help. Covenant
I think that you'll find
us.
that sorry, what were you saying?
Covenant used us for our size, but that's not all we are.
Indeed. I think that you will find that the humans are a study in contradiction.
Seems to be
capable
so
of-
far.
They're capable of many great things and also terrible things. I thank you for being a good friend to Drake. Deqiri.
They are good friends to us as well.
They may seem... They are very strong, very capable. But just like the Bond colonies that I saw, they need protecting, and I sense that in you. A selflessness. And he extends his large, kind of four-fingered hand out to you.
We'll respond in kind.
I hope that our paths cross again, Tack.
We look forward to it, along with more Einroot tea.
Yes. I'll be sure not to let you leave empty, well, handed. Awesome. Were there any other like mundane things that people were looking for in town? I think people are just generally restocking on stuff. I'm not going to make you like search for ammo or anything. It's kind of understood that within your lifestyle that you're re-upping that as you need.
Cassie's buying more marshmallows.
Perfect. You find like a human imported good food store, where you're able to buy some marshmallows.
Deqiri would look for something for Drake, but it's hard to buy the guy that doesn't seem to want anything. So she's going to look for something usable but fitting to Drake's style. So if that's a new utility belt or attachment, multi-use tool of some sort, she's going to look around for ideas.
Some nice moisturizer.
9-in-1 products.
No, not the 9-in-1.
There's Cool Ranch Dorito and bubblegum flavor available.
Should get him a new comm, but he seems to like that one and never lets Drugle fix it, so.
Yeah, what do you think that Drake would like?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking you, or if Drake wanted to offer, or Matthew wanted to offer ideas. But this is up to you. I mean, you're probably not, unless you're going to ask him,
I think Deqiri would have a better sense than I would. So that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Utility belt.
Okay. Works for me. Something that's designed to allow his plasma sword for quicker release.
There you go. We love the quick release. Yeah, you were able to
Quick,
find
not premature.
Exactly. That would be terrible in combat to have your sword just go off. I mean, yeah, lose an eye like that.
All right.
Yeah, you're able to you're able to find a utility belt that has some basically, I don't know what you call it. It's not a holster, but it's meant to hold the hilt of a plasma sword. Nice. Yeah, I would say besides that, your guys' shopping trip is uneventful. After you're able to secure the quantum field generator from a pretty grizzled-looking Kigyar, you are free to return back to the keep and whatever you need to do.
Assuming Cap-App or TAC would be the one who installs the new drive, I would try to appropriately disengage and complete the shield on the shard.
Awesome.
I think
So-
there's a brief moment during their shopping endeavor where Cassie sort of drifts off and then reconvenes. It's a small excursion on her own.
This is when the ninjas show up. You're off by
Yeah,
yourself.
that makes
was your
sense. Yeah.
That was your mistake. Was stepping away. Awesome. Yeah, I would say I'm not gonna. There's no real check needed to install the quantum drive. You guys have no risk of time or failure. And then Drugle, I would say that you are actually pretty far along on your way in terms of recalibrating the shields to help mask the signature of the shard. So you are able to, I would say, really kind of quickly fork what you were doing, and you actually use one of the emitters that you were able to salvage from the Enforcer Sentinel to be able to take it, kind of make it a mobile thing. Because this was just going to shield it while it was on your ship. Now you can use one of them to make it like a little hard light, kind kind of like a hard light case that encapsulates the slip space shard.
And no matter how I scan for it, it kind of doesn't appear on any scans now.
It does, but it's kind of like if you were to take, how do I put it? If you were to take a really bright flashlight and stick it under a blanket, like, you know, if you're looking really close, you can see the flashlight in the blanket, but it's not like a spotlight anymore. It's more like a gentle so you think that they would have to be looking pretty close or pretty hard for it in order to find it. There's like a range on the sensors, if you remember.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you feel satisfied that it will do, you know.
So it goes back to being a needle in the haystack. They know there's a needle, but you can't necessarily see it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. And then I guess at dinner, or towards the end of this day, since I think this is our last night here, I would bring it up to Nails with everyone around. So whenever we get to that.
Yeah, that can be now. You're back at Nails's keep after a day of shopping and extravaganza in the crowded Sanghelios city. He's making you a more elaborate meal, knowing that this is your last night together. He being Nails.
Yeah, absolutely. Nails, I know you've already done so much for us, but I think I have one more request for you.
Anything, Drugle?
And they'll set the slip shard kind of on the table or next to the prep space, wherever Nails is. I think Drake told you about the slip shard that came off that rock.
He mentioned it. It seems to be quite the conundrum.
Yeah. If I ever get it to work, it'll be amazing. But it's not. I don't think we don't think it's safe to take with us for now. Your hideaway from the ancients. You've kept it hidden for this long. And if anyone important had found that magical rock of yours, it would no longer be there. Would you keep this? Or maybe take it to your rock and hide it there?
He kind of stops cutting the kind of yam-like root that he's in the middle of cutting, and he kind of turns and gives you his full attention. Drugle, I am honored that you would trust me with something that is so important.
Drake trusts you. He doesn't trust anyone.
He kind of clacks his mandibles together and stands up. He's like, yes. Well, he always was a terrible judge of character. Yes, I will take this and I will guard it with my life.
Well, don't necessarily guard it with your life. That's more important. But if you keep it here, no one should come looking for it. I have it shielded as much as I can. But it would definitely be safer not with yourself. And I think with the shielding, it should be safe to take through the Choppa Eye.
Excellent.
Don't get on a
Ooh.
ship and try to jump into slip space with it, though.
I will remain purely terrestrial with it.
Yeah. I mean, you'll end up where you're going. I just can't promise when.
And he kind of looks off thoughtfully. He's like, isn't that the truth of all journeys, Drugle?
I guess that's true.
He kind of you can see like he has like a glint of amusement at the exchange. I will seek guidance. Oh. The pupper. Oh, the pupper.
Yeah, he's barking at something, but I've closed all the windows, so there's nothing for him to be barking at.
He's like, why aren't you
So-
paying attention to me?
No, he's barking at something important. There's
We love-
might be a fox in our yard or something again. But yeah. Time is meaningless, huh? Except for those who experience it.
And he kind of says, he just looks at you and says, indeed. However, if I don't get these yams done by dinner, I think that this time will be meaningful.
Let me
And
help.
you see he takes the crystalline shard and he kind of like looks at it with a serpentine neck, and then he sticks it in a cupboard, like underneath the sink, and closes the cupboard.
Just
and
make
then,
there's anywhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
And I will help him cook.
You're saying something, Matthew?
No, I was waiting. Sorry.
Okay.
But I can now. Chase, can the Quixote still go into slip space without the shard?
You guys just bought the thing that you needed. You bought a quantum field generator off of a old trash barge.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Yep. So if you want to be bored a little bit, actually, I can tell you a little bit about what was happening there. Drugle, you would have found this in some of your research. If you guys want to be bored with physics.
Go for it.
Talk. So basically, Drugle, you were doing a ton of research before trying to figure out how to shield this shard and what it means. So you found a theoretical astrophysics paper by a Dr. Samantha Carter. And the Cliff Notes version of it is any time that you travel through slip space, you're breaking the laws of this reality. Now, slip space is different, but this reality cares. So what that is called is causal debt, or or causal reconciliation. Basically, you're breaking the laws of physics anytime you travel through slip space. This is true of all slip space drives, but older human technology, it was so slow that it really didn't cause a major issue, if that makes sense. Space-time is self-healing, and they call this reconciliation. So basically, you break the laws of space and time, space heals itself. The faster that you move something through space-time, the more you break the laws, the larger the debt that you incur. This is normally accounted for with, Asgard or ancient technology. But with this slip space crystal, as best you can tell, this ship normally, you might be, let me see, I have it down. You were basically traveling at hundreds of thousands of light years per day. And you were, I'm going to say, you were basically hitting slip space like raw with like no, I don't want to say with no protection, but that's what, not in the double entendre sense, but with no buffer, no barrier. And so you were basically breaking the laws of reality pretty drastically. And so that's what was happening. You were coming out of slip space, and reality was trying to correct itself, and it manifested in time getting all fucky. Old human ships used to run into this before, but they kind of got it under control. You know that some of them, you know that there's human ships that go faster than this now. They got technology from the Asgard. So you think that you could actually get control of this at some point? You would need something that they call a probability mirror. It's a piece of technology that you would use. If you're able to get your hands on a probability mirror, your ship could potentially go fast enough to cross the galaxy in a single day. So that's the Cliff Notes version that you found in all your research. I was trying to conclude that your instincts are right, that yeah, you can eventually control this thing, and you have a physics, a theoretical astrophysics answer as to why you were jumping around in time.
Gotcha. That's good to know.
Beautiful. Anything that you would like to do or accomplish before, this is your last night on Sanghelios before you leave?
And we get another 8 hours of rest.
Sure. I mean, you guys are free to leave whenever you want. You could leave right after dinner, or you could stay the night and leave in the morning. It's up to you.
Oh, during other downtime, Drugle should research Polak. See if they can get information on where Polak is, who took him, and like, was there a news story about him? Do I still have a backdoor into his security systems because we've hacked him a couple of times? Like,
yeah, go ahead and roll me if you're doing this as your interlude, you would roll an intelligence technology test.
I think that works. It did. 21.
The last information that you're able to see is that he was on the station, and then you can see that he had chartered his private ship to return to Ferenginar, and he never showed up, and so basically the flight was canceled. And you haven't seen any kind of communications on like from his terminal or anything from him in probably a week. So he basically, it looks like when you guys didn't report in, and like he waited about a week, and then maybe he got nervous, that you guys had also disappeared, and so it looked like he thought maybe he should return to his home planet to get someplace safe, but he never made it to his ship.
How long between the time that he booked the flight and the time he didn't show up?
Like a day.
Okay.
Like it's his own private ship, so he was basically like, he scheduled a flight plan that he was leaving. He was going to leave like the next morning, and just was when he got clearance but never showed up. There's no like missing persons thing. Like no one's raised the alarm. You're just piecing together.
It just narrows down to 12, 16 hours of when he would have disappeared. And if we can get back to his grounds, do we think there might be if we can get back to that building, do we think there might be enough like surveillance or anything that we could physically get into? Yeah,
Reltech Nor, you're pretty familiar with their security systems now. And if anything, like somebody saw something, or there was a security system that saw it. If you're back at Reltech Nor, you have leads.
I would make sure everyone else knew this.
Perfect.
Yeah. Drake just spends his night. He eventually, after dinner, he would like climb up to the top of the keep on the roof and just spend his couple hours before bed, just looking at the sky, the night sky. That's all.
I think after everybody is wound down and is going to bed, there's one thing for Cassie. But I don't want to jump ahead of anybody else's scenes.
Well, it wouldn't be so much a scene for me, but Deqiri will leave the new belt on wherever Drake's at while he's up on the roof.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, on the cot or bed or whatever.
Where Drake's been sleeping.
Yeah.
Got it.
Otherwise, I'm good.
Okay. Go for it, Cassie.
So, I think yeah. I think Deqiri walks into their room before Cassie does. And Deqiri, you find a little box with a ribbon on it, sitting on the bed on your side, like near the pillow. And as you see that, Cassie just sort of swings into the doorway real slow.
Okay, so Deck would approach the box and what's this? She starts to open it.
That's usually a good way to find out what's inside a thing.
She opens it up.
You see a very dark metal, like a gray but almost black necklace. And on it is a little like, as you kind of look over it, Cassie says, I know that you said that when you're with me, you're not looking for the door anymore, but I thought I'd give you one to look for when I am not at hand. And it's a little door that opens. It's a little locket. And on the inside is like one of those little, like, it's a little hollow picture of the two of them fishing in that holodeck.
Deqiri smiles. This is really great, Cass. Although, you know how Drake is about doors, I'll have to hide this one.
He has been known to take a few.
Thank you.
And fade to black.
Yeah. And I would just say, Drake, that Nails would silently and not even saying a word would just join you up on the roof and kind of sit in silence with you.
Drake would ping, and by ping I mean digitally ping, Tack to join him on the roof.
Tack
You
will-
you get an ad, but I'm not going to make you listen to it. You get a 30-second unskippable ad for Dorito flavored 9-in-1 wellness gel.
Tack will make their way up to the roof.
After like 2 hours of like silence, Drake could just, he has like, you know, he's got like his hand over one knee and he's drinking. He finished one flask and then he handed the empty metal flask to Tack, and then he opens up his robes and pulls out a second flask.
Tack will consume said flask.
Tack, you ever get scared?
Yes. We know a lot from the consciousness, but there's so much we don't know. That sometimes scares us. There's so much we've seen so far that we don't understand.
How do you handle it when you're scared?
We We focus inward. We focus on the task at hand, on what needs to be done, and we push past it. It's difficult at times. What about you?
I push past the fear, and I try to ask why I'm afraid. And I try to understand the the source of the fear. And when I have no time or limited time, I try to ask myself if the fear I'm experiencing, if it's worse to let the fear control me or to just push forward.
We all handle it differently. I don't think there's one right way or wrong way to handle it from what we've seen, but we must not let it consume us.
No. Do you have parents?
Not in the traditional sense of the word. The whole of Tay is almost like our parent.
Do you find comfort in the whole?
We do. Sometimes we think it would be nice to return, to be part of the greater, but it's nice out here sometimes. Quiet. Sometimes the quiet is good.
So sometimes you miss the collective.
Yes.
Nails is my father at this point. And I just kind of look over at Nails. But I do know that somewhere out there were one or two people who gave birth to me. I mean, I've heard some wild things about like genetics and, single parent cloning and stuff like that. So who knows? But, there is at least one other parent out there. I don't know if they're alive or what, but they're out there somewhere. I've imagined them in all sorts of ways, and that gives me some comfort. But at the same time, I look back and I feel nothing because I just don't have it. I never had the pleasure of having parents that I can remember being there for me, supporting me.
Your parents aren't necessarily those that you came from, but are those that helped you. Like Nails. You had Nails supporting you, and he did quite the fine job.
Yeah. It disrupts me not to know some nights and some days. That's why I lean on the source Between Nails and the source, it's like I have something watching over me. Something to return to. One day when I die, whenever that day comes, I'll be returned to the source. I'll become one with it.
Similar to the collective.
Yeah. And I don't want to die. I don't have a death wish, but I think once I'm one with the source, I'll be at peace. And I do look forward to that serenity.
Hopefully it will not be for a bit of time.
It got pretty dicey back there at the, against that giant robot or whatever you call those things.
Sentinels.
Yeah, I was about a heartbeat away from getting totaled.
You survive nonetheless. You are very hardy, but I will try to keep watch over you as much as I can. As we can.
I appreciate that. I can't tell you how many nights I snuck out of this house. Sneaking out is probably not the right term, to be honest, but Nails let me think I was sneaking out, which was very nice of him.
You can hear Nails kind of chuckles silently to himself at that.
Where did you sneak off to? Because we're kind of like out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah, but there's teleportation rings that'll take you into the city if you want.
The nightlife, mostly. I didn't start racking up a debt until I left Sanghelios, and a little bit before, but yeah. Nightlife, mostly. At the time, it was the only thing that gave me any sense of peace. But over time, I stopped needing it so much.
It's good to observe the sights and sounds sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I still like cutting loose, don't get me wrong, you know me. But now I could just sit up here, stare at the stars. And that works for me too.
Yes.
Nice. I would say that you all. Sorry, was that the scene?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Those three people just go to become silent.
Well, and enjoy the peaceful serenity that Nails' keep represents.
Off in the distance, we see Shai Halud.
Right.
Just taking a ship out of the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A capital war cruiser. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the slugs are back.
Desert's haunted.
Yeah.
Desert's haunted.
Nails with the shotgun.
That's the spin-off episode that we'll have to do.
Instant piece of straw in his mouth and a shotgun.
Right,
Desert's
exactly.
haunted.
Right. Like immediately taking on a southern perspective accent. You know? Piece of straw between two mandibles. Sasha, please stop rubbing your face on the soundboard. I love you. I love you. You're very cute, but I need you. Yep. I need you.
The
Should I go?
tail right in the camera.
Yeah. Bye, Sasha. Beautiful. Yeah, you guys, I would say for all those I would say how hectic your lives have been, you know, long periods of downtime trapped on a small ship, you know, punctuated by violence and terror. You know, you can kind of appreciate the quietness and stillness that Nails represents. I would say the next day, as you guys were preparing to leave, Nails would present you with a few tokens. You know, some bags of iron root tea, some of the various foods that you guys had eaten while you were here, and he gives to Drugle a kind of a small, colorless piece of crystal. He lets you know that they're pretty common on Sanghelios. They're, you know, they look pretty. They don't have a ton of value, but he figures, you know, you gave him your crystal, he'll give you a piece of Sanghelios to take with you. And then he gives Cat Bap some rocks.
That's right, because we did promise Cat Bap rocks. We sure did.
Exactly.
Cassie leaves a pack of marshmallows.
Wonderful. He would say to you if you were...
No, go ahead.
Oh, were you go ahead, Matthew?
I was just gonna say, Drake says that morning, he's like, "Oh, Drugle, you didn't have to get me a utility belt. Why'd you do that?"
So Drugle, generally being expressionless, kind of rose enough eyebrows to kind of put them together and be like, "What?"
Oh, there's a utility belt on my bed. I just assumed it was you.
No, I wasn't thoughtful today.
Drake suspiciously looks around.
X says nothing.
Okay, which one of you was it?
Don't look at me.
See,
Exactly.
I'd have bought you moisturizer.
Deck looks at our chrono. Aren't we about time to launch?
Oh, common misdirect, Mr. Marketing. It was, or Mrs. Marketing, excuse me, or Mix Marketing. It was you.
It's a thank you, okay? Let's not make a big deal of it.
No, I would
Just
never
walking
make
towards
a
a ship.
big deal of it, and I create an illusion that says, like, that's fireworks. It says thank you, Deqiri. that is behind her for when she tries to turn and walk away. Thank you.
Amazing.
No, thank you for sharing this. And she kind of like motions towards Nails and the rest of the structure.
You are all welcome here anytime.
Cool. So next Tuesday?
He kind of looks down at his like naked wrist. He's like, I'm busy next Tuesday, but
Got a
Oh,
He's
okay.
got some friends visiting, some fun time friends.
Yeah.
Mm.
he clacks his thing. You can tell he's smiling. He's like, of course.
Don't worry,
I
it's
would
fine.
just-
We're busy anyway.
Saving the galaxy, I presume.
Small pieces of it, maybe.
A single snowflake does not think that it will cause an avalanche, and yet it can.
Be lucky if we save ourselves from ourselves.
He's calling us an avalanche over here. It's probably more apt than anything else we've ever been called.
We're just surprised they get snow here.
And some of the
Then-
tallest mountains.
The next ship we get, the Avalanche.
There it is. The avalanche crew right here.
Perfect. Or the snowflake. That'd be
No.
Whenever, just before we depart, Drake would just talk very briefly with Nails.
Of course, yeah. He has parting words for you too. So it's poignant and timely. What is it, Drake?
Just thanks for having us. Thanks for embracing my friends and their all their quirks. And thanks for the help.
He reaches out and puts his hand on your shoulder, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And you are again reminded, how would I put it? I would say that you've often read that, memories that children have of their parents is like how large and strong they are. That's often an early memory. And, after your conversation last night, you're struck by just how tall and strong Nails feels as he puts his hand on your shoulder. As Drake, home is not always the house that we live in. It is the people we surround ourselves. Before you were an island. But I think that we both know that what you have found is something special. They are always welcome, just as you are.
Even an island is adrift on a great ocean. I love you. I hope you take care of yourself and enjoy your retirement. And I'll miss you.
I love you too, Drake. I would tell you to be careful, but we both know that that is foolish.
No shot.
But I'm very proud of you, and you are going to do great things. I can sense it, and one does not need to be attuned to the source to know it.
Hey, I'm proud of you too.
He nods his long serpentine neck.
Okay, when I'm back next time, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Fat. What is the human expression? Fat chance? But we shall see. I welcome it. And I would say as we wrap up this session, as you guys climb back into the Cervantes, the check engines all turn green. The kind of janky quantum field generator kind of flickers yellow on like the panel, and then you tap it and then it goes green. It's a little worse for wear. And the last sight that you see is Nails standing on top of the white dome of his keep, kind of with a hand outstretched as the Quixote claws its way out of Sanghelios's gravity well and out into the cold vastness of space beyond. And that is where we're going to call tonight's session. Yeah. That was a great episode.
Yeah.
Right, let me stop the music. Don't stop me now. Okay. thank you guys for a wonderful session. I'm going to take the energy down a little bit so I'm not just like blasting you with excitement, because that's how I am. We're going to go around and we're going to share some of our favorite moments from tonight's sessions. For all of those listening at home, please don't forget to enter our giveaway. Type !sand if you want an opportunity to win some Expanse merch, some goodness from our friends over at Green Ronin. And then please stick around because we will be rating some friends. We'll be looking that up while we're saying our favorite moments. So I guess let us start with let's start with Liz tonight. Liz.
Ooh. Hi. My name is Liz. I can be found at No One You Know Backwards on this beautiful overlay right underneath my face. I sometimes play video games in the mornings here on Dice Priori. I pronounced that real weird. It's real late, folks. We were playing Lemmings last week, or last Thursday. We do Stardew Valley Civilization. I don't know, just chill games. Bring your coffee, blanket, your work. Just hang out with us. Favorite moment from the evening. Let's see. Probably Drake calling Tack out after Tack really not having too much to do this session. Drake having Tack come up to the roof and be all cute and wholesome was fantastic. Adorable. So that would be my favorite moment. A good character building wholesome moment. I like it. I will pass this over to Sean.
So I'm Sean. I'm here every Saturday. I would say I was going to say the same scene with Drake and Tack. So I will switch it up and say seeing the vulnerable side of Drake at the end with Nails was really good. I like that one a lot. I will pass it over to Alexis.
Hello, I'm Alexis. You can find me at VoxFanato on Twitters, and where lately my posts have been about Valheim. Yay! And you can find me here for Monster of the Week on Tuesdays, which is coming back next week, Tuesday, the 13th. So don't miss that. My favorite moment for the evening, there were a lot. There were some really, really good moments. But I love the thank you illusion from Drake. I don't know that one. Just the juxtaposition of Deqiri awkwardly not wanting to take credit for it and not wanting to make a big deal of it, and then Drake knowing that and kind of ripping her with the big illusion. That was great. I love that. Two of them, and the just Deqiri and Drake kind of getting a little closer in that way is really fun. Yeah, definitely a big brother little sister vibe, and I love that. Anyway, Matthew.
Hi, folks. I'm Matthew Foreman. You can find me here on Twitch TV/Dice Priority, on my Twitter that you can see down below, and on Twitch TV/Matt Foreman, where I stream Dead by Daylight Tuesdays through Fridays from approximately 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central. I'm a Survivor main. Come learn to juke and loot with me. It's a good time. My favorite moment. Oh, and for channel stuff, Goon Saloon is off this Monday. We'll be back on the 12th with more Call of Cthulhu. We just started a Call of Cthulhu arc, and it was really spoopy and fun and great. My favorite moment, yeah, a lot of great moments. A lot of them have already been mentioned. I think I'll just mention a funny one, which was when Drugle was like, "I'm getting you rocks," and true to Cat Bap's form, he was like, "Oh man, how'd you know I started a rock collection?" That was a lot of fun. But there were a lot of great moments. I could list a lot of them. So brava. Rob, have you went?
Nope, not yet.
Rob.
So Rob at Parameter 804. I'm here on Saturdays for Cold Suns right now. I'll be back for other games later. We also do movies on Discord Thursday nights. My favorite moment, and I don't think anyone mentioned it, the scene between Deck and Cassie was absolutely fantastic. Like the roleplay, the lies, the like back and forth, the gift later at the end, it was all perfect, amazing, very very good job. And then I'll pass it over to Chase.
Hi, I'm Chase. You can find me at Chase314S on Twitter, where I espouse my love of sci-fi starship design. You can also find me on all of our socials, where I post dank TTRPG memes every single day. I think we're almost at 1,000 now. We'll see. It'll be that soon. Yeah. And you can also find me here every Saturday where I'm running this, and you will find me when we return for Ghost of the Machine on Wednesdays, where I will be returning as Justice. Yeah, I mean, this just was a fantastic episode. Some episodes you kind of have mapped out exactly what's going to happen, and other ones, like, I just love that we can have these wonderful, meaningful scenes that explore our characters and their backstories and their relationships. And like just, I'm not going to say with minimal prompting, because obviously it's a lot of work, but I don't line any of this stuff up. The crew just delivers, so makes it easy on me as a GM not to have to throw bad guys at you all the time. So yeah, kudos to all of you. It really is wonderful, and I appreciate you bringing the I don't know what you call bringing it every week. So thank you so much. Yeah, so let's go ahead and see. I don't think that we had any entries in the GM kit giveaway. Oh darn, more PDFs for I was gonna say more PDFs for me.
That's how this works.
So I think we're gonna go. So stick with us. We're gonna do the outro video, and we're gonna raid Super Dylan. So stick around. Super Dylan is running. What was it?
City of Mist.
City of Mist. Yeah, let's go check him out. Show him our love, and then we'll see you next week here on Cold Suns, the Sci-Fi Convergence. Thanks, everybody.